Oh yeah, it's that time, everybody. It is that time on this Tuesday, the 10th day of May 2022. Time for another edition of Maryland's Cafe Society Radio on YouTube. Uh, yeah, I had to do it back in radio studio mode. Yeah, just audio today. Hang tight with me, folks. We'll get back on camera soon, I promise. All right. Yeah, so it is Tuesday, the 10th day of May. It's the 130th day of the year. And in just 20 more days, someone that you know will be having a big birthday. So, yeah, we'll see how things go. I'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, so how's your week been? How was Mother's Day? I tell you, mine was good. I actually worked Mother's Day, but prior to work, I had a little company and was spent a lot of time on the phone and just did my thing and then went on into work. But had a good day. Had a good day, I must say, and I hope that yours went well too. So I always say it's going to be a short show, and then I end up spending more time than I actually planned to. But um, yeah, it's going to be a short show today, everybody. And so I want to get right into it. You know why? Because listen, it is just a gorgeous day. Yesterday was gorgeous here in the Chicagoland area, and today is even better. I think right now we've hit about 88 degrees. The sun is peeking through the clouds. We don't have the full brightness of the sunshine, but we see it every now and again. And so I've been out doing some things and just rushed back in to bring the show to you. And then I got to get back out and get some more things done while we have this wonderful weather. Now, later on, I believe it's supposed to thunderstorm and rain and also tomorrow, but we're still going to kind of be hovering around in the 80s for the rest of the week. Now, I'm happy about that, but I just wished that we could have enjoyed more of the 60s and 70s because I really do like that weather as well. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to our update on the coronavirus and, of course, the data coming from the Johns Hopkins University. Right now, we're standing at 518.3 million worldwide COVID-19 cases. Our deaths are hovering around 6.2 million. And here in the United States, we're reporting about 82 million, more than 82 million COVID-19 cases and 998,000 deaths. So that new number puts us just a little bit under 4,000 more lives that have been lost since our report last week. So, the numbers of deaths are kind of creeping up every week and since mid-April. All right, over in China, there's about 2.3 million COVID-19 cases and more than 14.5 thousand deaths. And again, there's an apparent uptick that's in cases, hospitalizations, and now even deaths. And that's happening here, particularly in the United States. And so, as I always say, everyone, just make sure that you continue to stay safe and protected. Of course, we know that it's probably all related to, the no mask mandate, that, that people don't have to wear masks in most cases anywhere across the country. And so, it's, I guess it's just how it's going to be. But again, it seems like that immunity, the human impact, the impact that this virus has had on humans is sort of settling in. Our bodies are getting used to it. And so that's why we, even though there are more deaths, it's nothing like what it was last year this time. So anyway, be safe, everybody, and protect yourselves. Okay. All right. So in other news, and well, actually in business news and other news, the Biden administration has finally made it happen. What are you talking about, Marilyn? Well, they've been talking about bringing high speed internet to low income communities here in America for a while now. And so it is happening. Yes, yes, yes. They're teaming up with internet providers, including Verizon and AT&T. And so all of those communities here in the United States that had no or slow access to the internet will now be able to enjoy the high speed, as soon as they get it up and running. So that is really, really good news. Um, on the war front, well, this report um, came through Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He reported that around 60 people were killed, I believe, on Sunday when a Russian strike flattened a school where those people had been sheltering in place. And so that's, more sad news coming out of Ukraine. But another report has indicated that as fast as Russia is destroying these cities, the Ukrainian citizenships and government are rebuilding them. And so that's a little glimmer of hope, I guess, when you consider all of that. Now, back to the United States. The United States Labor Department has recently announced that they've reached a settlement with LinkedIn to resolve allegations of systemic gender-based pay discrimination, where women were paid less than men in comparable job roles. And, this has been an issue for a long time, not just with LinkedIn, but just across the board. And so this career networking service, LinkedIn, has agreed to pay 1.8 million in back wages to hundreds of female workers to settle a pay discrimination complaint, or this complaint that was brought on by the United States Labor Department. So, I guess that's a victory for women, and slap on the hand to LinkedIn, and maybe it'll send a message to other businesses, corporations, that they need to get on it because those investigators are out there. All right, and I know you've heard this, and when I first heard it, it wasn't registering. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and so there's another report that came out today regarding this. And what am I talking about? Well, it's the baby formula shortage. Have you heard about this? Unbelievable. Yeah, the report that came out today said it's getting worse. There's a current out of stock rate of 40%, which is up from 31% just last month in April. And so retailers are now capping baby formula sales in response to these severe shortages. In fact, Walgreens and CVS have limited shoppers nationwide to 3 formula products per purchase, while Target is allowing 4 per online order. And, there are some parents who've been complaining that they've had to travel outside of their state or their living area to find formula, or have faced 1 to 2 month wait times on online shopping sites like Amazon. So it's incredible. It's so unbelievable. So unbelievable. And meanwhile, the United States Food and Drug Administration is working to fix the baby formula shortage, which they say, by the way, is caused by supply chain problems, as well as a recall ordered after 2 infants died from bacterial infections. And so a lot is going on, and this one is one of the more scarier ones as far as I'm concerned. Now, what are some alternatives? Well, of course, breastfeeding, but we know that that is not an option for a lot of women. And so and the cow's milk, the whole milk, is a little bit too much for infants. Um, Someone was saying back in the day that moms knew how to mix, is it pet milk or carnation milk, with just enough water and maybe a little bit of whole milk or something, where it was digestible for infants. So, I'm not putting that out there because I don't want anybody to come back and say, well, I heard it Marilyn talk about it and I tried it and it didn't work. Consult with your physician and see what he says, but there has to be some better alternatives out there for these infants who need the baby formula. So if they can't get the breast milk from mom, there was some talk. I remember talking about this on my radio show. I just can't recall how long ago it's been, but there was some talk about women being able to sell breast milk, or maybe it's even out there. Probably something I should have checked into before I started the show, but yeah, Google that and see if that's even a possibility, if you're comfortable with your baby consuming another person's breast milk. But you know, when you don't have the infant formula and no other options, that might very well be an option. So uh, let's just hope that this uh, supply chain situation um, is rectified as soon as possible. And of course, we definitely hope that these plants that produce these infant formulas get it together so that there's no other bad batches of infant formula that has to be recalled, and as a result of that, cause these shortages as well. All right, all right, all right. And so, jumping to the stock market real quick, the S&P, it's reported that the S&P 500 recently fell below 4,000 points. I think that happened on Friday by the close on Friday. And it happened for the first time in more than a year as inflation concerns continue to be on the rise, and even the possibility of, they're saying, recession. I think based on the structure of this country in terms of where people are being poor, working class, low middle class, high middle class, and so forth and so on. I think some have already been experiencing what is considered a recession. But yeah, there's great concern about America being officially um, in a recession, and so we'll have to watch that. But um, as a result of that, things on the stock market were not looking good. As a matter of fact, big tech companies have lost more than $1 trillion in market value over the past 3 trading sessions alone. And so, as of about 2 o'clock Eastern time today, here is how things were looking. The Dow was down 0.15% to 32,140 points. The S&P 500 was up 0.98% to 4,030 points. And the NASDAQ was up 2.40% to 12,479 points. Just back to the Dow, I'm not sure if I said up or down, but down. They were down 0.15% to 32,140 points. S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are slowly creeping back up, so they were in the green. Now, gold has dropped $8.87 to $1,844 per ounce, and oil is down $2.45 to $99.94 per barrel. And as of last week, Sales of the crypto tokens have plunged 92% from their September peak, and the number of active wallets is down 88% from their November record. Man, what is going on? Tyson Foods, however, reported quarterly earnings that topped expectations, of course, as the meat prices surge, right? Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to go there with the grocery shopping. It's unbelievable. But the Lord will provide, and that's what I'm standing on. All right. So, in other news, listen, Macy's is stepping up its focus on smaller retail units with plans to add 10 off mall locations this year in an attempt to reach customers close to where they live and do their daily errands. Yeah, off mall locations. So, sort of like those little strip malls that you see, you will probably see a Macy's, or if not the actual Macy's, maybe you'll see one of their backstage discount stores. Yes, they're upping or expanding their store within the store concept, and so the backstage is their discount store within the Macy's store. It's really cool. So yeah, check your area and see if you have a backstage in your area. I think they brought um, a couple to the Chicagoland area just in the last week or so. So check it out if you like the discount shop, okay? All right, and they also announced that they've teamed up with Authentic Brands Group and are kicking off a new partnership to expand Reebok's presence in Macy's. Yes, and that includes exclusive products. So be on the lookout for that as well. All right, I thought this was interesting. It's like, where are all the Marilyns? Marilyns are in demand. Somebody need to tell somebody that. Yeah. So listen, did you hear about this one? An Andy Warhol silkscreen painting of Marilyn Monroe sold for $195 million at Christie's auction. Yeah, does that sound like a lot? Well, it should, and it is. It's the priciest, it's being called the priciest sale of any American artwork at an auction, and the most expensive 20th century artwork to sell at an auction. What is happening with the Marilyns these days? It seems like it's all about the Marilyns. And so much so that Kim Kardashian wore Marilyn Monroe's iconic dress to the 2022 Met Gala last week. What was that, Monday, last Monday? hmm They said she was so determined to get into the dress that she dropped her usual beauty routine and, in addition, took major precautions before and during the event to preserve the gown. Um, and she only wore it for a few minutes. So listen to this. She told Vogue magazine that she first tried on Marilyn Monroe's Happy Birthday, Mr. President gown that was created back in 1962 in her home in Calabasas, California. And of course, they had to fly it out to her in a private plane, complete with the staff and everything. Now, fast forward to the night of the gala, she said that she didn't change into the dress until she actually arrived at New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art. And she was taken into a small room where she had helpers to help her get in the dress. And everyone was wearing white gloves. That's how precious this dress was. Now, she said that she went ahead and did the walk up the iconic Met Gala stairs and took pictures in the dress and all of that. And then she quickly changed out of Marilyn Monroe's gown and put on a replica. And that's what she wore for the rest of the night. And isn't that a lot? But again, some folks are saying, well, why would she want to wear that gown? Why did she pick that gown? It is an iconic gown. And There's pictures of Marilyn Monroe in it, and she sang happy birthday to the president. And so it's an iconic gown. And again, it's just something special about us Marylands. And so good for her that she was able to do that. I think everyone should be able to make something happen that they want to happen in their lives. And so she decided she wanted to wear the gown and she made it happen, right? And so, yeah, take that concept and run with it. If there's something that of course, something that's not bringing harm to anyone, but something that you want to do, make it happen, just like that. All right. And so last week we talked about the Kentucky Derby, and I actually bumped into a couple of people after the show, not directly after the show, but later in the week last week, who were actually going to be attending some Kentucky Derby themed parties. And so, anyway, we found out who the winner was, and it was not the horse that many had anticipated. In fact, the winner of this year's Kentucky Derby was a horse that wasn't even in the field until the day before the race, replacing another horse by the name of Ethereal Road, because he got scratched from the race. And so the horse that won's name is Rich Strike, and he reportedly made a stunning charge down the final stretch to take it on home. Now, at 80-1 odds, the horse pulled off the second biggest upset in Kentucky Derby history. Nevertheless, congratulations to Rich Strike for making us all talk about him right now. All right. And so those are things that I wanted to share with you today, everybody. Oh, I do have one last thing, and that's because a couple weeks ago I kind of revisited this question because I'd run out of aluminum foil. And so, I got some more. And when I was pulling it to use it, there was the dull side. Now, I'm telling you, I normally had not given any of it any thought. I would just pull it and use it. But for some reason, it just caught my attention that there was a dull side and a shiny side, which we all know, right? And everyone is always asking, which side is the right side to do your cooking on? And can you mess up your food if you don't use the right side? And so the experts at Reynolds Kitchen, this is what a report that I found, say that the difference between the two sides is actually just due to a manufacturing process that they called milling, in which they heat and tension is applied to stretch and shape the foil. And so two layers of the foil are pressed together and milled at the same time, because if they didn't do it that way, it would cause the foil to break. And so the shiny side is the side milled without being in contact with another sheet of metal. And the performance of the foil is the same no matter what side you use. And this is according to the experts from Reynolds Kitchen. And of course, we're talking about the Reynolds aluminum foil. But they went on to say, if you pay attention and you are not using nonstick foil, then there is a difference between the two sides, because the nonstick coating is only applied to one side, which is usually the dull side. So if you get the nonstick aluminum foil, you want to use the dull side because that's where the nonstick ingredients are. Okay. All right. So I thought I'd share that cooking tip with you. And that was pretty much what my mom would say too. When we would say, "Why is one side dull and one side shiny?" And she didn't know, but she just said it didn't matter which side you actually did your cooking on. And so there's your answer, unless again you get the nonstick aluminum foil, in which case you want to make sure you use the dull side. Okay. All right, that's my one more thing. Now, lastly, before we go, we'll take a look at our word for the month of May, which is irrefragable. Irrefragable, which means not able to be refuted or disproved or indisputable. Why do people try to do that to folks? I have no idea. Well, I do. It's, at the end of the day, it's all spiritual, but, some folks are just ugly people. But the word that you want to meditate on and try to use for the month of May is irrefragable, which means not able to be refuted or disproved and indisputable. All right. And just a quick reminder that if you want to advertise, promote, publicize your business, your service, your product, your brand, your book, your album, your music, whatever you have, you can do that via Marilyn's Cafe Society website, as well as the show. All you have to do is send your inquiry to producer at marilynscafesociety.com. All right. And while you're at the website, be sure to check it out. You can connect with me through my various social medias that way, and also check out the blog. And again, thanks to everyone who checks out the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. Be sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you're interested in getting emails from me once a week on Mondays, you can send your email address to me, and simply in the subject area, just say add me or sign me up to the email club. I know I was late. I didn't get my emails out until this morning. Depending on if you were East Coast, it may have been in the afternoon, but it's been a busy week for me, folks. That's all I can say. I did get it out. So mostly Mondays, but on a rare occasion, you may not get that email until Tuesday. All right. All right. What is love for today? Oh, I didn't pick my love for today. So we'll just say love is off the top, beautiful weather. How about that? Love is enjoying this beautiful weather. Just add it to my notes. All right, everybody. That's it. That's all I have. So I'll see you when I see you. In the mean and between time, be sure that you live, you love, and you laugh. All right. All right. And as always, it's a pleasure and a privilege. I'll see you on the next show. Peace, everybody.